Have you ever wondered why some mornings feel heavier than others? You wake up, and before the sunlight even touches your face, your mind is already racing. Lists, plans, worries, expectations. It's as if the weight of the world is waiting for you before you've even had the chance to breathe. But what if today could be different? What if today, instead of rushing into the noise, you slowed down just long enough to let God speak first? Because sometimes, peace isn't something you find, it's something you allow. And today, if you give Him the first moments of your day, God can realign your thoughts, your spirit, and even the path before you. So take a breath. Wherever you are, sitting by your bed, holding your coffee, driving to work, pause. Let this be your sacred moment. The day doesn't have to control you. You can walk through it with calm, with direction, and with divine protection guiding every step. Let us begin with a quiet truth. Peace isn't the absence of problems. Peace is the presence of God within them. You might not be able to control what happens around you today, but you can control what happens inside of you. And when your soul is still, when your heart is anchored in His presence, no chaos in the world can shake that peace away. Psalm 121 reminds us, "The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore." Think about that for a moment. Every step you take today, every place you go, every moment you're unsure or afraid, He's already there. His protection isn't temporary. It's not conditional. It's eternal. The same God who watched over you through the night is walking beside you now. Sometimes we forget that we don't start the day alone. We rush to answer messages, to plan, to worry, and forget that the one who made the morning is waiting to walk through it with us. But today, you're invited to walk differently. You're invited to walk in peace. Maybe you've been feeling overwhelmed lately, like you've been holding too much, managing too many things at once. Maybe there's a decision weighing on your heart, a fear you can't quite name, or a situation that keeps looping through your thoughts. But what if, instead of trying to fix it all, you began your morning by handing it over? You could say, "God, I don't know what today holds, but I know you hold me." That single prayer can change everything, because peace doesn't come from control. It comes from surrender. Take another breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. Feel your heart still beating. That's God's quiet way of saying, "I'm not done with you. I'm still writing your story." Maybe you've been walking through uncertainty. Maybe you've been praying for answers that haven't come yet. But just because God is silent doesn't mean He's absent. Sometimes He's simply working behind the scenes, aligning things that you can't see yet. And while He works, He asks only one thing: trust me. This morning, you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be open. Because when you let God guide your day, peace isn't something you chase. It's something that meets you where you are. So let this prayer fill your heart right now. Lord, thank you for this new day. Before I open social media, before I face the noise, I want to face you. I invite your peace to rule my thoughts. Help me to let go of yesterday's fears and step into today with faith. Protect me from what I cannot see, and remind me that your presence is my greatest safety. If you can, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the sunlight warming your face, even if you're indoors. That warmth is more than light. It's grace. It's God whispering, "I am with you. You are safe in me." Let go of the things you cannot control, the deadlines, the worries, the people who misunderstood you, the fears about what's next. Today doesn't need your perfection. It needs your presence. And God can do more with a peaceful heart than you can do with a restless mind. So start slowly. Take this morning as a gift, not a task. The world might rush you, but heaven never does. When you choose peace, you're not ignoring the chaos. You're declaring that it doesn't get to own you. You're saying, I am anchored in something greater. And that's when God begins to move, quietly, steadily, faithfully. He doesn't always remove the storm, but he calms the one inside of you. Because the peace of God isn't fragile. It's strong enough to hold you steady in every circumstance. Maybe right now, you're remembering something that made you anxious yesterday. Take that memory and breathe through it. Whisper, God, I give this to you. That small act of surrender shifts the entire direction of your day. You see, God doesn't just want to be part of your prayers. He wants to be part of your rhythm. Every step, every word, every decision can become an act of trust. And as you move through this day, he promises to go before you, beside you, and behind you. Let this be your foundation today. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. You are not forgotten. You are being guided, and the one guiding you has never made a mistake. So as you go forward, into meetings, conversations, or quiet moments, remember that you are walking under divine covering. God is your shield, your peace, your compass. This morning is not random. It's a sacred invitation to begin differently, to breathe deeper, to trust more fully. And even if the world around you is loud, you can carry this stillness with you, a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, a calm that remains no matter what the day brings. Because the same God who painted the sunrise also watches over your every step, and he's already gone ahead of you, preparing blessings you haven't yet seen. So breathe again, smile softly. The day has just begun, and it's already in God's hands. As the morning light continues to grow, something inside you begins to settle. You start to realize that peace isn't just a moment. It's a choice that keeps unfolding with every breath you take. The air feels softer, the tension in your shoulders begins to ease, and suddenly, what seemed overwhelming just an hour ago doesn't seem as powerful anymore. That's what happens when you let God lead. He changes the atmosphere within you before he changes the circumstances around you. The truth is, sometimes the path you're walking doesn't make sense yet. You might be in a season where the direction isn't clear, where you're doing your best, but still feel uncertain about what's next. But this is exactly where faith becomes real. When life is predictable, you don't need to trust. But when you're unsure, that's when trust becomes your anchor. Maybe you've been asking God for clarity, a sign, an answer, something you can hold on to. And maybe, like many of us, you haven't heard anything back yet. But silence doesn't mean absence. When God is quiet, he's often preparing something deeper. Sometimes his silence is protection, sometimes it's patience, and sometimes it's simply an invitation to lean closer. So this morning, instead of asking, when will I see the result? Maybe you can ask, what are you teaching me right now, Lord? Because God rarely wastes time, and he never wastes the waiting. Take a moment now, look around you. There's light coming through your window, birds moving through the air, a still rhythm of life all around you. Creation itself is a reminder that God is always at work, quietly, faithfully, without rushing. And if he cares enough to guide the sunrise and set the stars in their place, you can trust that he's guiding your steps too. The same power that designed the universe is guiding you right now. You don't need to force the plan. You just need to walk in peace. Maybe today, you'll face decisions that make you feel unsure, a conversation that requires courage, a responsibility that feels heavy, a situation that could easily bring anxiety back. But when those moments come, remember this prayer from Psalm 23. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Still waters, right paths, restoration. That's God's rhythm. He's not rushing you. He's refining you. He's teaching you to listen before you move. to breathe before you react, to trust before you see. Peace doesn't mean the absence of motion. It means movement with meaning. It means you're walking, not wandering. And the moment you begin your day with faith, you step into divine order. Everything starts to align, not because you have control, but because you've surrendered control. So before you continue your day, pause once more. Take another deep breath, slow, steady, intentional. Whisper quietly, "Guide me today, Lord. Lead me where I'm meant to go." Let that become the rhythm of your thoughts. Not fear, not uncertainty, not self-doubt, but surrender. Because surrender isn't weakness, it's how strength begins. When you let God guide you, He gives you something better than answers. He gives you assurance, and assurance is what carries you through storms without panic. It's what helps you keep walking when the path looks dim. There's something freeing about not needing to figure everything out. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the next step, knowing that the one who created the ground beneath you has already prepared it. Even when you feel small, even when you feel unseen, your steps are not random. Every moment you choose to trust instead of worry is a victory. Not a loud one, but a sacred one. And this is where peace deepens, not in the absence of trouble, but in the awareness that you are being held. Let's say this prayer together. Lord, I place this day in your hands. Walk before me in every situation. Guard my words, my actions, and my thoughts. When I begin to doubt, remind me of your presence. When I start to fear, let your love quiet me again. I trust you to protect me, not just from harm, but from the worry that tries to live in my mind. You are not walking through this day alone. Even in the moments where no one else sees your effort, God does. He sees the patience it takes to keep believing, the strength it takes to keep loving, the courage it takes to keep showing up. And that's why He blesses not only the outcome but the obedience. He honors your willingness to stay faithful in small things, even when no one applauds. As the day unfolds, remember that divine protection isn't just about safety. It's about alignment. God's protection often looks like closed doors, delayed answers, or detours that save you from something you didn't even know was dangerous. So when something doesn't go your way today, don't let frustration win. Instead, say, maybe God is protecting me from something I can't see yet. That small shift in perspective turns disappointment into faith. And faith has a way of transforming ordinary mornings into divine moments. Because when you live guided by God, you begin to notice subtle miracles. A conversation that comforts you at the right time, a delay that ends up being a blessing, a worry that fades for no logical reason. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. Tiny whispers from heaven saying, I'm with you, keep walking. So as you move through the hours ahead, hold this peace close. Don't rush to control the day. Flow with it. Let every moment become an opportunity to trust a little more. When your heart begins to feel anxious, pause and say, God, you go first. I'll follow. That small sentence can redirect the entire tone of your day. You don't have to be perfect today. You just have to be present. And God can do so much with a heart that is available. If you find yourself overwhelmed again, return to the stillness we began with. Remember how you felt when you first invited His peace. That peace isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to remember it. It's okay to start over as many times as you need to. Each time you pause to reconnect with God, you are choosing alignment over anxiety. Let that be your rhythm today. Because when you walk with God, even the smallest steps carry eternal meaning. And though you may not realize it now, every choice to remain calm, every decision to trust, every prayer whispered under your breath, they're all building something lasting inside you, something that can't be shaken. So keep walking gently, keep breathing deeply, keep trusting quietly. because God's guidance is already surrounding you, whether you see it or not. And this calm, this clarity, this quiet confidence is how you'll know that peace has truly taken root in your day. As the morning unfolds and life begins to move around you, remember this: peace doesn't mean passivity. It doesn't mean that you sit back and do nothing. It means that whatever you do today, you do it from a place of calm assurance, not fear. You can be strong without being tense. You can be focused without being anxious. You can walk through your responsibilities with grace because you know that you're being guided by something greater than circumstance. When the world begins to ask more of you, deadlines, conversations, noise, uncertainty, pause again. Don't let the pace of the world decide the rhythm of your soul, because your strength today won't come from caffeine or adrenaline or motivation. It will come from stillness, from the quiet place inside where God's voice lives. And you don't have to go far to find it. It's right there, in your next breath. Breathe in, deeply and slowly. Let peace enter your chest. Now breathe out. Release the worry that tried to follow you from yesterday. The day is fresh, and so are you. Maybe you have challenges ahead, a difficult task, an unexpected message, something that feels out of your control. But remember, being at peace doesn't mean you'll have a problem-free day. It means you'll be rooted while the wind blows. You'll face things with a grounded heart instead of a reactive mind. That's how God's protection works. It doesn't always remove the storm, but it stabilizes your soul so that you won't be swept away by it. And that stability is strength. Psalm 91 says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust." Let those words sink into your spirit like sunlight through a window. A fortress, a refuge, a shadow of the Almighty. That's not poetry, that's a promise. Right now, even as you listen, that promise is wrapping around you. It's covering your mind from negative thoughts. It's guarding your emotions from unnecessary fear. It's surrounding your home, your loved ones, your work, your path. Because when God protects, He doesn't just build walls, He builds peace inside the walls. Take this moment to speak softly to your soul. I am not afraid of what may come today. I walk under divine covering. I am protected, guided, and loved. And believe it, not because everything is perfect, but because everything is purposeful. Even the interruptions, the delays, the frustrations, they all carry lessons of patience and trust. When you face something today that tries to shake you, don't fight it in your own strength. Just whisper, "God, you are with me in this too." Because strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it looks like calm eyes and a steady heart in the middle of chaos. And when you carry that kind of strength, people notice. They may not understand it, but they'll feel it. The quiet confidence, the peace that doesn't match the situation. That's what divine peace looks like when it walks into a room through you. It's not just for you, it's meant to flow through you. Your calm becomes a refuge for others. Your faith becomes a light in someone's dark day. And that's how God uses you, not just as someone He protects, but as someone He protects through. Maybe there's someone in your life right now who's anxious, who's lost, who feels far from peace. You don't have to have perfect words for them. Sometimes your calm presence, your patient tone, or your quiet prayer is enough to bring them closer to peace again. Because when you live guided by God, your peace becomes contagious. Let's pray together for that kind of strength. Lord, give me the strength to stay calm when the world feels loud. Help me to respond with wisdom instead of reaction. Let your Spirit be the shield that guards my mind and the fire that strengthens my heart. Wherever I go today, let your peace go before me. Keep me steady when I feel shaken, and remind me that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, because you are my protector. Now hold that prayer close to your heart. You don't need to repeat it perfectly. Just let the meaning of it live in you. As you step into the next part of your day, carry yourself with the quiet confidence that you are not walking alone. God is not just beside you, He's ahead of you, clearing paths, softening hearts, removing obstacles you don't even know exist yet. And He's behind you too, closing doors that aren't meant for you, protecting you from mistakes that could have cost your peace. You are literally surrounded by His care, front, back, and within. That's why you don't have to fear the unknown. You're not walking into uncertainty. You're walking into God's preparation. Sometimes the most powerful prayer you can say throughout the day is simply, "Lead me." Those two words open space for divine alignment. Because when you ask God to lead, you stop forcing outcomes and start allowing flow. You begin to notice His fingerprints in the smallest things. A moment of unexpected kindness, a conversation that restores your hope, a delay that keeps you safe. That's the evidence of His guidance. And even if you can't see it clearly yet, keep trusting that peace is never wasted. Every peaceful choice plants a seed for tomorrow's blessing. So, don't rush. Don't let the anxiety of what if steal the calm of right now. You are right where you need to be. Every time you choose to pray instead of panic, you are declaring faith. Every time you choose stillness over striving, you are inviting heaven into your day. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Peace rarely is. It's in the way you pause before you speak, the way you smile instead of snapping, the way you take a breath before reacting. That's where strength hides, not in noise, but in grace. Let this morning, this prayer, remind you of who you are and whose you are. You are not fragile. You are favored. You are not lost. You are led. You are not trying to survive the day. You are walking through it covered by divine protection. So if the world feels heavy again, remember this. God's shield isn't just above you. It's within you. His peace is not fragile, and His promises don't expire. The same God who calmed the storm with a word still speaks peace into your heart today, and every time you choose to trust Him, you're becoming more like Him, steady, kind, and full of quiet power. Carry that into every space you enter, because you don't just bring yourself into the day, you bring His presence with you, and that's where the miracle happens, not in escape from reality, but in transformation within it. So walk forward now, not as someone who's hoping for peace, but as someone who's already carrying it, because God's hand is on you and His peace is your shield. As the morning continues and the world begins to stir around you, take a moment to notice the difference inside. The same morning that began with noise and worry now feels gentler, more sacred, more grounded. It's not because the world has changed, it's because you have. The peace you invited into your heart at the start of this prayer has settled deep within you, becoming a quiet strength you can carry through the rest of your day. You may not realize it yet, but something has already shifted. The fears that felt loud have softened. The tension that once filled your chest has released. What replaced it is not just silence, it's confidence. The kind that doesn't shout, but knows that today will unfold exactly as it's meant to, and that you don't have to force anything to happen. That's the beauty of surrender. It makes space for miracles. And sometimes the miracle isn't what happens around you, but what happens within you. The courage to stay calm, the patience to wait, the strength to keep walking even when you don't yet see the full picture. You've already been strengthened in ways you might not yet see. God has been working in you quietly while you've been praying, breathing, and letting go. You can feel it now, that subtle but unmistakable peace that tells you you're safe, you're protected, you're guided. Maybe this morning you still have things to face, responsibilities, people, emotions, tasks, but you no longer have to face them alone or unprepared, because now your heart is aligned with heaven. And when your heart is aligned with God, everything else finds its rhythm. The world might still be noisy. Your plans might still change. There may still be moments today that test your patience. But you can meet them differently now. You can meet them from a place of stillness, not striving. When someone rushes you, you can remember, my peace doesn't depend on their pace. When something doesn't go your way, you can whisper, God's timing is better than mine. And when worry tries to creep back in, you can breathe and remind yourself, peace is my protection. That's what divine peace does. It doesn't eliminate challenges. It transforms the way you experience them. Let this prayer echo in your heart as the hours unfold. Lord, thank you for the peace that surpasses all understanding. Thank you for walking with me today. When I am tempted to rush, remind me to slow down. When I feel afraid, help me remember that your love is my shelter. When I lose focus, bring me back to your presence. Let everything I do today be guided by grace and covered in peace. Each time you pray like this, you realign with God's flow, the quiet stream that moves steadily beneath the surface of your life. Even when things seem still, His Spirit is moving. Even when you don't see progress, His hand is shaping what's next. And maybe, as the day goes on, you'll begin to notice tiny signs that He's near. A kind word, a moment of unexpected calm, a reminder that you're not forgotten. These small things are not random. They're confirmations. They're the whispers of a faithful God saying, keep going, I'm here. There's a line from the Psalms that perfectly captures this moment. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23:6. You're not walking into this day alone. You're being followed by goodness and mercy. That means even when you stumble, grace catches you. Even when you forget to pray, peace still seeks you. You don't have to earn His guidance. You just have to walk in it. And walking in it means allowing yourself to enjoy the small things. The light through the trees, the sound of laughter, the quiet of the morning before the world gets too busy. Because God often speaks in subtle beauty. Maybe today is not about big breakthroughs or dramatic moments. Maybe today is about practicing presence, showing up with calm, with gratitude, with faith that what you have is enough for now. There's a reason Scripture says, be still and know that I am God. Stillness isn't laziness, it's listening. It's the space where wisdom grows and fear dissolves. So, as you go through this day, keep that stillness within you. When noise surrounds you, return to the breath. When fear tries to whisper, answer it with truth. When doubt arises, remind yourself, I've already given this day to God. You might not be able to control what happens in the next 24 hours, but you can control how you respond. And that's where the real power lies. Peace is not weakness. Peace is mastery. It's the calm that comes when you realize you're not fighting alone. Look back for a second at how far you've come, not just today, but in life. You've survived so many things that once made you believe you wouldn't make it through. And yet here you are, listening, praying, breathing. That's not by chance. That's proof that God's grace has carried you every step of the way. So give yourself permission to trust again, to believe that peace isn't temporary. It's your birthright as a child of God. And protection isn't luck, it's love in motion. Right now, as the day expands before you, choose to move with gratitude. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into miracles. It opens your eyes to see how deeply God is involved in your life, not from a distance, but right here in the small details. Whisper softly, thank you, Lord, for this morning. Thank you for peace that fills my heart. Thank you for protection that surrounds me. Thank you for guidance that never fails. And when you say it, mean it, not out of obligation, but out of awe. Because gratitude isn't just saying thank you, it's living in awareness that you already have enough. Even when things aren't perfect, gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. It makes your heart light. It strengthens your spirit. It keeps you in tune with heaven's frequency. And as you carry this peace and gratitude forward, imagine the ripple it creates. Every person you meet today, the cashier, the coworker, the friend, might be carrying unseen burdens. Your calm could be the comfort they didn't know they needed. Your words, even few, could remind them that peace is still possible. You never know how far your peace can travel, how God might use your serenity to heal someone else's heart. That's the beauty of divine presence. It doesn't end when you say amen. It continues through you. So, as this prayer begins to quiet down, don't think of it as the end. Think of it as the beginning of a new way of moving through the day. Lighter, clearer, centered in God's grace. Whatever happens next, let peace be your response, not your reward. Let protection be your awareness, not your fear. Let love be your foundation, not your effort. Because the God who gave you this morning will walk with you through every moment of it. And when the evening comes and you look back, you'll realize that even the smallest details were covered by His care. So step forward now, with peace as your companion and protection as your promise. You are safe, you are guided, and you are ready for this day.